I had a crazy weekend. It was fucking nuts. So my birthday was on Sunday.
Wait, put happy birthday in chat.
Happy birthday in chat.
Happy birthday, Ben. Happy birthday,
Sunday
Ben.
the 29th? I think it was Sunday. Yeah. So on Saturday, because Sunday's a dumb day to have a birthday, fucking idiot me.
Who thinks like this? Last episode, he said the 20 teens. He said the 20 teens, and it threw me for a loop because I felt 50 years old.
New York was great. We get there and we're waiting for Alexis, and we kind of just walk around for a little bit, and then Alexis shows up. We go to the Nintendo store. Huge. I got Bayonetta 3. I got to see her butt, which is huge. And then we went to an anime cafe. I got Evan for his birthday. What?
What does anime cafe mean? What does that entail?
It's like they have like anime stuff, manga stuff, random like Japanese stationery.
So is it like a store that has a cafe in it, or like how is the anime style integrated in the cafe style?
Yeah, it's on the second. It's got 2 floors, right?
3 floors. Yes, 3 floors. Yeah, there's a bottom floor that nobody goes to.
There's a basement, right.
For the real freaks.
For the real freaks, the ones that want like pens and stuffed animals. Yeah,
becomes a hentai cafe at that point.
Right. So so the middle floor is like mostly just normal people books. The top floor is where the cafe and the manga and all the anime shit is. And we went there. We hung out. You know, it was for like a few minutes because we had to get to our barbecue dinner, which was really good. And I got Evan a gift for his birthday, which was 3 days after mine. I got him. I didn't know this. I'm a really good gift giver by accident. I picked it up. I said, Evan would love this for his birthdays. In 3 days, I'll get it for him. It was a Elden Ring art book. That doesn't come out in the US until July, and I did not know that. I just got it because I was like, oh, he'd like this. He's like a collector of games. He'd like this. So I got it for him. I didn't know that it didn't come out until the US version didn't come out until July. He was like, oh, I really appreciate that. It's such a good gift. And I was like, is it?
Yeah.
And then I look it up, and then this doesn't come out until July. I'm like, what the fuck? That was pretty good. I didn't really get anything in there that time. And then we went to dinner, and then that is when things went a little bit awry. Like that was a normal New York trip until dinner. Dinner comes. Brian is drinking his fucking gin and tonics like an old man. Barney is just drinking beers, Blue Moons. Is that what you're drinking right now?
It's kind of weird. I intentionally made this green for the show, but it's Empress Blue Gin, pineapple juice, and then like regular. It's like a gin and tonic with pineapple juice.
Good.
It's an old man drink.
Gross. It looks gross because it's green, but I made that green because it's the show.
Wait, that's our show.
Wait.
That's your show.
I just blew myself.
That's actually gross, though. That's not just water. That's gross.
I'm like the Steve-O, but lame.
We go to Brian's drinking his old man drink.
There's green on my floor.
I know. There's so much, and I don't know why you thought that was a good idea.
You got carpet or what?
It's cardboard. It's
cardboard. You fucking poor dude.
It's carpet.
You dumb poor.
It is carpet, though.
So Brian's drinking his old man drink. Barney's drinking like Blue Moons and regular beer shit. And we have dinner. We have dinner with Alexis's family. You know,
they were there.
Yeah, her mom, her niece, and her brother are there. Not Figaro. But we all eat dinner. Brian does this thing where he's getting more lit, and he's like,
I also do that thing where I get more lit.
It's sometimes a common thing with some people, but he keeps drinking. He's like, you're not gonna go, that's not gonna go to waste, right? And he starts eating the remains of everybody's food. Okay.
Yeah, Brian's a very funny boy.
I love Brian. He's such a sweet man, and he's so he starts getting he overeats by far, and he's drinking. Yeah. So the plan for after dinner is we go to a bowling alley. Okay. So we all eat dinner. Brian overeats. Well, Brian overeats. We go to this bowling alley. We go there. I'm clearly very white and sheltered in from like a very small town. We go to this bowling alley. It's a club with bowling, and they pat us down. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Takeoff got shot, actually.
It might be. But we walk in, and it's like, I've never been to a real club, so this might just be a normal thing. But the bouncer's like, who are you? How many people are with you? like a movie. Alexis did her Alexis thing. Alexis is very like,
I love my bouncer.
Authoritative. Yeah, she's good.
Yes, authoritative is a great word. She's very like
she's from New York.
I am doing. She's like, I am doing this. It is not a question of like. It is not. It is a question of how, not yes or no, right?
Yes.
So she's like, oh yeah, it's 5 people. It's actually 4. You're supposed to have 5 minimum, but ooh, we broke the rules. We go in because her brother was supposed to come with us, but he got sick on some alcohol at the barbecue place. So we go in. We get patted down. I have dietary issues to talk about. We get patted down. We go to the bar. We have to wait 30 minutes until we get to our lane. We get our lane. We're bowling. I'm not good at bowling. I'm trash at bowling, as Sean, I'm sure, has seen multiple times. But Brian's really good. Brian's really good at bowling. He always brings his own ball. Obviously, he didn't for this because he went all the way to New York, but he always brings his own ball because he used to be in a bowling league. And he's bowling. He's like, dude, the fucking oil, what are they called? The oil patterns are all fucked up. It's all fucked up. It's always going to the right. And I'm like, no, dude, you've had at least 3 gin and tonics and a fuck ton of beer. They ordered a tower of Bud Light. So he's drinking that too. And he's like, dude, the oil patterns are all fucked up. My ball keeps going to the right. I'm like, no, you're just intoxicated, Brian. I didn't tell him this because you don't tell an intoxicated person they're intoxicated.
If you know him close enough, it shouldn't be that big of a deal. If someone was telling me I was too drunk.
Well, he was frustrated. So I'm like, I don't want to like be like, oh, Brian, you're just drunk, because then you get more frustrated, I feel like. Point is, so
there's a point to all this?
Yes, it's so good. It's such a good point. So Brian starts just kind of like standing like around going like this. And I'm like, are you good? And he's like, I'm not feeling so great. And I'm like, oh shit, all right, dude. I mean, I was like, yeah, there's water. They had a pitcher of water at the
make sure you drink water.
And then he sits on the little couch and he goes like this, like holds his stomach like this. And then it's my turn to go bowl, so I bowl and I turn around, he's fucking gone. And I'm like, what the hell happened? It was like seconds. He comes back, he has water all on his face. And he's like, I just puked, but I feel fucking awesome.
I know that feeling. I love this guy.
And so,
except for I would also finish I would overeat my own plate. He'd be upset with me because I wouldn't let him finish my plate. I would do that myself.
I said to him, I was like, did it taste as good coming out the other end? And he was like, I don't want to talk about it. Remember what I said about wasting food? I was like, yeah, literally. So we bowled the game. He keeps drinking. We finished the tower. I only have 2.5 cups of this tower. Alexis has about 1 cup of Bud Light. She actually doesn't hate Bud Light. Fun fact. First time she ever had it.
Hey, fun fact, everyone. We're going to have a little info slide right here.
There's a few fun facts
does not hate Bud Light.
There's no Bud Light hating in her body. So we finish the tower and we go outside and we're waiting. And I at this point, Brian is very intoxicated, and he does this thing when he's intoxicated. I'm gonna put
he's
pictures.
Already thrown up, so he's pretty dehydrated.
He's already thrown up, and he drank more beer afterward. He threw up.
Is Brian intoxicated?
He's intoxicated. He is intoxicated. Believe it or not, he's intoxicated.
Where is intoxicated? Am I right? He's in there, but
he's in. I don't know where. Yeah.
Real Bill Maher in the chat. Real Jimmy Kimmel over here.
So he's intoxicated, right? Believe it or not. And does this thing, and I'm gonna post pictures. When he's intoxicated, he puts his hand like on your shoulder or like hug you. He's not like horribly touchy, but he'll hug or whatever.
You got to keep him away from women when he gets you.
There was always a 10-foot separation between him and Alexis.
It's not a sexual thing. It's just anything squishy gets.
Right. Yeah. He just goes for it. No, but he's such a good-natured person. He apologized to me like 5 times that he puked. I'm like, I don't fucking care that you puked, my brother. But he's such a good-natured person. He's so nice, and you know how like people can get that drunk and they're like really annoying. He was not annoying at all. It was funny. It was genuinely funny. And I hope he's not embarrassed by me telling the story. I'd feel actually really bad. But 10 hours before was like, I'm not going to tell you anything about your birthday gift other than this. And we're in the car and he grabs one of his nuts and he goes, what is this? He goes, what is this? And I say, your thigh? And he's like, no, this. And I said, your ball? And he's like, He's like, all right, that's the only hint I'm giving you. And then he told me while he was drunk exactly what he got me for my birthday, which it was a friend ball, which I thought was cute. Friend ball, Pokeball. You throw it and your friendship goes up quicker or whatever. I thought that was a very cute gift, but he told me. And I'm like, okay, this kid is intoxicated.
That's very cute, though.
It was very cute.
Is it just me? Does every time I hear a story about someone else being too drunk, I feel like that person's faking it?
Okay, this might change your mind. We are maybe.
I've been around drunk people, by the way. I've lived these stories. I'm just saying, when other people tell me like a secondhand account of someone being too drunk, I almost feel like that person's like, look at how drunk I am, everyone.
I can tell you, just to keep interrupting Ben because I'm tired of him talking. When I was super drunk and I was playing Pokemon with Ben, I sort of knew I was making an ass of myself, but in the moment I was just like, this is already funny. Let's just keep doing it. You know what I mean? So
we all live for the bit here.
Yeah.
Exactly, right? So true. I was drunk. I knew I was playing it up, but I also knew that if I didn't say anything, I'd probably just pass out. Like, I was more talking to keep myself awake.
Yeah.
You know, we're all doing it for the bit, right? But I feel like there's people out there that do it for the drama. And I feel like it's the same thing. It's the same ethos. Just one person wants, like, they both sets of people want attention in this scenario. Just one person I find more annoying than the other.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I'm all about saying that Brian didn't have a lick of alcohol that night, and he was just being a little goofball, little goofy guy.
Yeah, it's just the New York tap water.
Exactly.
Yeah, a goofball.
So this will change your mind, because no non-intoxicated person would do this. So I'm like, okay.
Okay.
He didn't do that. He did not do that. That was one thing he did not do. But he's like he's stumbling a little bit. So I'm like, okay, we're not going to walk home. It's like a 30-minute walk. I don't want to walk home. That might be a pain in the ass. Alexis called an Uber. Get in the Uber. Let me back up. So we have to cross the street. Brian's intoxicated. It's really bad, and I'll explain why that's awful in a second.
He drank a cow.
I had one whole coconut water just now, and it's just nonstop with me right now.
Giving you diarrhea, dude.
Context.
Context, exactly. So we cross the street to get to this Uber, and Brian trips on a bag of New York garbage. He's running, he picks up with his hand the New York garbage and moves it. No sober person would do that. That is horribly disgusting.
There's probably a head in there or something. You know what I mean?
And then Brian goes.
We should hang out, Ben. That's all I'll say. We should hang out.
He immediately.
Last time go ahead.
No, you go ahead, Zach, please.
No, after you. This is your show. No, wait. Okay. Last time I was in Washington D.C. with Ethan, I licked the Washington Monument. That's all I'll say.
But he picks up the garbage. Sorry, I just cut right back in. He trips on the garbage. He picks up the garbage and he throws the garbage to the side, and then he immediately this would trigger the fuck out of you, Sean. He took his hand and he immediately went like this to pull his hair back because he has long hair.
Yeah,
pull his hair back like that.
Yeah, I would shit myself.
And then Barney goes. You hear Barney say, "Don't touch the New York garbage, Brian." And he's like, "No, just in the fucking way." And then we get into the Uber, and he starts talking to the Uber driver. And then he goes, what do you think the issue is, pedestrians or cars in the city? And the guy goes like, "No, they're both retarded." And I'm like, okay, fair enough. And he's like, and then Brian goes, "What about whose fault do you think it is?" And the guy goes like, "Oh, no, they're all disabled. It doesn't matter." And then Brian's like, "Oh, okay." And then Brian's like, "What do you think about bikers?" And the guy does not respond. He doesn't say a thing. So Brian, he's trying to play it off that wasn't an awkward moment, but for all of us, that was a funny awkward moment. I was cracking up. I couldn't stop laughing. So 1 a.m. at this point. I thought we were gonna get to our room, me and Alexis's room, say, "All right, see you later. Here's your jacket." Brian left it in my room. They're gonna go to their room on the 22nd floor. That is not what happened. Brian wanted to watch One Piece, the newest episode of One Piece in my room. Fine, fair. I know that's what he likes to do when if it's a
Did you guys
Saturday
cuddle
night.
too?
We didn't cuddle. He almost fell asleep in my bed. He started crying twice at a character that died, which is pretty funny. But no, he explained this. He was kind of like backseat watching with us because he obviously knows the story and we don't, because we none of us have watched all of One Piece. He's like, this character, he was 8 years old, but he was matured by 20 years, and he's going off and he's telling all these different like little pieces, right?
I'm the biggest culprit of that, but I hate it when anyone else does it to me. I'm the guy like, this is the good part.
Yeah,
wait, this part right here.
I'm the same way.
Right here is great.
I notice
this part.
I notice myself do it. I hate it, but I do the same thing.
I hate it about myself too. Yeah. But like if I love something,
yeah.
Like if I love something,
yeah. If
you do that. You do that with.
If I love.
But he tells all of this, right? And then he's like, all right, let's find the most recent episode. And he plays the same episode again, not knowing that he played the same episode again, and re-explains everything. And I'm talking to Barney. I'm talking to Barney next to me.
Funny.
And I was like, wait, if he says this right now, we're watching the same exact episode.
You should just start like speaking alongside him verbatim and just really freak him out.
That's
that
essentially
you know everything.
That's essentially what I was like thinking about doing. But Barney goes, Brian, is this the same episode we just all watched? Because we're all sitting in this room watching One Piece, not knowing what the fuck is going on. And Brian's like, wait, no, is it? And we're like 15 minutes through the episode. Out of a 20-minute episode, and he had no idea. And then, from there, they just went down to their hotel, everybody gave everybody a hug, and it was all jolly good.
I love being like fucking pissed drunk, and you have no idea what's happening.
It was a really good time. I think everybody, like, if Brian was a more annoying person, I could see how that would be a bad thing for anybody. But he's so good natured and so nice and just so funny that it was a really good time.
I kind of fucking hate him after hearing that.
Yeah, fuck that dude. Fuck that little bitch. Yeah. Now that I think about it, but I will say one thing drama that we had when we first got to New York was we were trying to get into our hotel room, and theirs wasn't ready. Mine was. So I say, okay, come up to my hotel room.
King of the castle.
Yeah, I'm like, come to my hotel room. We can just hang out there for a little bit.
Yeah, you get like scissor or something.
We can scissor or something.
Cuddle.
And we get there, and it reeks of weed, and there's ash on the window.
Yeah, when I saw this, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I turned to Haley and I showed, because Barney shared the picture of it's like a couple bits of ash on the window. I turned to Haley and I was like, "Holy shit, my friends are pussies." Like all I can think of was, like, with all due respect, I was just like,
you'll understand why I. So
he got secondhand smoke from the two specks of ash on the window.
No, so I sat there and I was like, I don't really care. I'll just open the window.
Sure.
And then Barney was like, you don't want them to think it was you that smoked in here. I said, oh, okay. That is a good point.
That's not how I interpreted that story. Because you sent a picture, and this is not blaming Barney now, but I mean, I'm blaming Barney, but I'm not like. You sent the picture of the ash in the window, and it was like literally like you could count the specks of ash.
Yeah, it was.
And Barney said something like, "Ben's talking to the front office now."
Yeah.
And I was like,
no
what
context.
A pussy. Yeah, I was like, what a fucking pussy. Like,
no. I just went down there. I said, listen. I don't really care that much. I shouldn't have said this because I could have probably gotten a discount if I didn't. But I was like, I don't really care that much. But someone clearly just smoked in the room. I just don't want you to think it was me. And they moved me to a different room, which I'm like,
it's a shame you don't actually smoke, because it would have been a baller move to walk into a pristine room, just light up a fucking fat blunt, and then go down and be like, actually, someone just smoked.
Yeah, that we did a joke about that. But what was funny is that they were there. We waited like an hour. We go down back to the lobby. They're trying to get their room. Mind you, they said it would be ready at 4. This is 6 p.m. now that they're trying to get in the room. And they're like, yeah, it's still not ready. Someone smoked weed in there. 2 different rooms. Someone smoked weed in.
It's New York. They just allowed it, you know?
So we thought when I was leaving the first room I was in, there were two buddy janitors that were giving us shit and like cracking up, and we're like, those fuckers are so dumb that they cleaned the room and then they smoked in the room instead of doing it the other way around. That was the running theory.
Okay, yeah. That's probably a good theory. Yeah, game theory.
Yeah, game theory. Mad Pat. Yeah. But that was a little drama.